Hi folks, good morning and welcome to Second Breakfast. I hope everyone is out there and with me. If you're with us and you can see us, if you could just like the page, that would be absolutely wonderful. Okay. We'll just give it a few minutes while people join us. Hi Catherine, hi everyone, thank you this morning. It's lovely to see you all coming through. We'll just give it a few minutes for people to wake up. It'll be me and Emily here with you this morning. I'm just going to adjust the light slightly in this room so you can actually see my face, and then we'll crack on. Alright. Okay, right. Oh, that's not worked. Give me a second.
What? How's that vote?
Right, there we go. We're winning. We're winning. Okay, right. So we're going to start this morning with a song called Brand New Day. Me and Emily will do it. We're going to try and do the actions together. We'll get going. Right.
It's a brand new day that God has made. I'm gonna get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. It's a brand new day that God has made. I'm gonna get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. The sun is up, another brand new day is born. There has never been a day like this before. Today is a new day, I started the right way, but being thankful. The sun is up, another brand new day is born. There has never been a day like this before. Today is a new day, I started the right way, thanking God for this new day. It's a brand new day that God has made. I've gotta get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. It's a brand new day that God has made. I've gotta get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. The sun is up, another brand new day is born. There has never been a day like this before. Today is a new day, I started the right way, by being thankful. The sun is up, another brand new day is born. There has never been a day like this before. Today is a new day, I started the right way, thanking God for this new day. I don't care what the weather's bringing. New day is a reason for singing. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. I give thanks for each day I'm living. Today is a brand new beginning. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. I said hey, hey, it's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day that God has made. I've gotta get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. A brand new day that God has made. I've gotta get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. It's a brand new day that God has made. I've gotta get up and celebrate today, 'cause it's a brand new day. A brand new day.
Oh, good morning everyone. Lovely to see you all joining us. Right, so this morning we are going to start looking at prayer again in a bit more a different way. We're going to look at the story of Samuel and how Samuel was called. And then we're going to think about how we can pray and prepare for praying at bedtime. And maybe something that we could do. So we're going to do some spiral prayers today. You will find all of the resources that you need to print out and do online on the Facebook page. Emily's got those behind her. She's just going to leave them where they are just for the minute. And we're going to start with our story. Now, in our story, there aren't many kind of actions or things to join in with, apart from every time that we say Samuel, we're all going to yell together, "Wakey, wakey!" So when I say Samuel, we all say, "Wakey, wakey!" Okay, let's see if it works.
Just let me get this.
Now that God's people were living in their own land, there were so many things he wanted to tell them. How to be happy, how to take care of each other, how to protect themselves from their enemies. So God decided to choose someone to speak for him, someone he could talk to, who would then go and talk to the people. Someone called a prophet. God looked and looked all over the land of Israel, eager to pick up just the right person, and finally he found him. In the village of Shiloh, in the house of Eli the priest, a little boy, "Samuel, wakey, wakey!" God called one night, "Samuel, wakey, wakey! I want to talk with you." Samuel, wakey, wakey, sat up and rubbed his sleepy eyes. He'd never heard God's voice before, and he thought that old Eli was calling him. Samuel, wakey, wakey, stumbled into Eli's room to see just what he wanted, but Eli just shooed him back to bed. "Samuel, wakey, wakey!" God called again. "Samuel, wakey, wakey! Listen." Samuel, wakey, wakey, was confused this time and a little bit scared. So he crept back to Eli's room. "I told you, boy," yawned the old priest. "I didn't call you. Now off to bed." Samuel didn't know what to think as he crawled under his covers. But when God called, "Samuel, wakey, wakey!" for the third time, he knew what to do. He dashed back to Eli's room as fast as he could. "Samuel, wakey, wakey!" sighed Eli. "If either of us is going to get any sleep tonight, we need to find out who's calling you, and I have an idea who it might be. So the next time you hear that voice, I don't want you to come running in here. Instead, I want you to say, 'Speak, Lord, and I will listen.'" Samuel's wakey, wakey, eyes opened wide. "You mean it's God who's calling me?" "Do as I tell you," said Eli, "and we'll find out." So Samuel, wakey, wakey, went back to bed. God called his name again, and this time Samuel, wakey, wakey, stayed there and listened to God, and his eyes opened wide with wonder. And from that moment until Samuel himself was an old man, God talked to Samuel, giving him messages to pass on to the people. And just like the first time, God's messages never failed to leave him wide-eyed with wonder. And that story is taken from the Lion Storyteller Bible by Bob Hartman. Okay, so today we are going to have a look at doing some spiral prayers. What is a spiral prayer? I hear you ask me. Right, well, a spiral prayer, hang on, I've got everything I need here. A spiral prayer is a way to talk to God. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a drawing of a spiral, and then we're going to fill it in. We're going to fill it in. So this is one that I have done earlier. Emily's going to do one for us while we talk. I think there's pens in there. So what we're going to do is on a piece of paper, we're going to start at the very start. And we're going to start by telling God how awesome he is and thanking him for all of the things that he's done. So on my one here, it does say God and not dog, I promise you. So on my one here, I've said, "I love you, God. Thank you for making the earth, the mountains, the rivers, the seas, the birds in the sky. They are birds, I promise. The fish in the sea. For our pets. So for Georgie, our cat, and dogs. And thank you for the giraffes, the crocodiles, the elephants. Thank you for my mum. You know, she's really little and she's got frizzy grey hair, so I've tried to draw that on there. Thank you for me. Thank you for my dad, and he's got a big belly, so I've drawn that on there as well. Okay. And thank you for all of nature. So I've drawn some plants and some trees and everything there. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. So why don't you give that a go, and we can catch up with Amelie and see what Amelie's up to. Are you just getting started, Ams?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to draw?
Right now I'm just doing the front mountain.
Okay. This may take a while this morning with Amelie. She's just woken up, just had a shower. So while Amelie's doing that, we'll think about the next things that we're going to draw there. The next things that we're going to pray about. So on here, I'm going to say, I feel a bit sad. So I'm a bit down a bit at the moment because all I can see is out of my window. I'm like a little bit locked in. And I'm sad because of the coronavirus, and I've tried to draw a little virus for you. Not very good. In many ways. So starting to think about the emotions that we have and the things that are going through our mind, because the best thing for us to do is to talk to God about them and to really explain them. So what are you thinking about? Have you got anywhere?
I'm changing colour.
Okay. Alright, Amelie's is going to be a working colour, and that's absolutely fine as well. If you want to express your emotions in colour, in pictures, in shapes, that's absolutely fine. Any way that you want to do it. So, on my one then, I've started to think about the things that I want to ask God to do. So I've written help. In many ways, help. But I want Him to help us with our doctors, so I've drawn a stethoscope. And I want Him to help with the National Health Service at NHS. And then I've drawn some key workers down here. You might not believe that they're key workers, but that's what they are. So I've got a teacher at the top with a blackboard. A bin lorry. One of our wonderful supermarket checkout people. I've drawn our three people that we see on the news every night, with the man with big fuzzy hair in the middle. So that's Boris. And I want to pray for Boris, and I want to pray for his wisdom in leading the country and supporting us. And then again, I want to pray for our little bit of the country. I want to pray for Birmingham. So I've got the University Clock Tower here, and I've got St Francis Church here, and the Carillon on the green, and some flats and some houses. So we're starting to think about the area that we live in. And we might want to think a bit wider about the world that we live in. And where people can't access hospitals and ventilators and all the care and support that our amazing healthcare professionals can give us. Maybe we want to think about them. Maybe we need to understand that it's not as simple and as easy for us. Maybe we want to pray for people who are really sad at the moment because their family haven't got better. And we need to pray for them. And as we go around our spiral, then we want to think about the things that we want to ask for and ask God for. At the moment, I find it hard to ask for things for myself. I don't know about anyone out there, but what I really want to ask for is peace. So I've drawn the peace symbol. And I've drawn a heart for love. And if you look very closely, that might be a smiley face for happiness. Are the things that I want to ask for God to be in me and to give me at the moment. And the big thing at the moment is I really miss being able to give friends and my mum a hug. Yeah, and our grandparents hugs, and that's really, really important to me. And I want to ask that I be kind and caring, and that I look after the people in my family.
That is aisle, not I. Aisle.
My grammar's wrong. Oh no! I mean, what's going on? I'm being corrected in my grammar by a 6-year-old. That is so humiliating and humbling and beautiful all at the same time. And then down at the end here, we're going to finish our prayers by saying, in Jesus' name, Amen. Now, I would love to see some of these. I'll put this one online so it gives you an example in a little bit. Amelie is working on hers, so we're going to check in with her in a minute. But this is one way that we can use our spiral prayers. What we'll do when we're ready, while Amelie's still working on hers. You've got it on that one, haven't you?
It's easier.
Yep, okay. Is them out. We will cut out our spiral prayers, and then eventually we can hang them up on our ceilings above our beds. So when we're going to sleep at night, we can look up and think about the things that we want to pray for. And we can reflect on them, and we can talk to God about all of the things that we want to pray about.
Could you give it back?
And silently
Very much.
lift those things to God. So Amelie's going to crack on. She's already made a great start here. So she started by praying for her friends and drawing her friends. The more creative you can be, the better.
I drew my grandparents.
Oh, you've drawn your grandparents, and now you're thinking about your friends.
Mm.
Oh, okay. How silly of me. Now, there's another way that we can do this while Amelie's drawing on.
Because it's the forwards version of my granddad, I can't really do the big belly thing.
Okay, awesome. Right, so there's a different way that we can do these prayers. And I want us to maybe think about a different way that we can pray as well. There's a really beautiful way that we pray called Lectio Divina, where we read passages from the Bible again and again, listening really hard to what God is telling us in the story, in the passage, or in a psalm, where psalm's like a poem written to God. Then we think about what that means for us. What does God want us to do? What does God want us to think about? What is the passage that we're reading telling us about the way that we are living? What do we need to change in our lives? We can use our spiral prayers to write the words of a Bible passage on, to help us reflect or think about them. We can draw how the passage makes us feel, or what we think is happening. So online, I've put some passages that I've been thinking of. There's a beautiful passage from Zechariah that talks about an image of what the world will be like, what the world should be like, how things, when they start to resolve themselves, how perfect that would be. It's a really, really beautiful passage, and it talks about how we should be together as generations. So that one's there for you. There's a really long psalm, but it's really good to reflect on and think on. And there's a passage there as well from Matthew which talks about how we are like a city on a hill, and it takes you back to the original verse. We sing the song a lot, but maybe it's time to actually sit back and read the words together as a family and really understand what it means. The other thing you can do is you can always ask people like me or Catherine or Damien or Gail or so many people at church that are longing to talk to you about all the amazing stories of the Bible that you can read, you can listen to, you can reflect on, you can enjoy, and you can find about our history as a church and as a people and what God wants us to do. Please just ask someone, what can I read? And there will be so many people that will be longing just to tell you what you could be reading or what you could be doing. There's loads more information on the Facebook page, loads of things for you to download and get into. Please give it a go. Right, we're going to catch up with Amelie and see how far she has got. Right, Ams, shall we have a look at where you were up to? In a minute, maybe?
Alright now.
Okay, right. So I think Amelie's going to be working on hers for quite a while. That's a brilliant thing to do, to take your time doing this. Ams, do you want to come and tell us what you've done? So if I hold this up here, what have we got?
Whoa!
That's alright, let's not worry too much about it. What have you drawn?
That's just the one. So
Oh.
don't worry.
Okay, come on. You're going to tell people? Right, here's Ams. Oh.
I've done my grandparents, my friends, sea life, and water.
Grandparents, friends, sea life and water are things that you want to pray to God about. Amazing, Amelie. Right, I'm going to let Amelie get on for a bit. And now we're going to get to that point in our service where we're going to start winding up and start by singing a song together. We're going to sing Sit on a Hill again. We will sing next week. But I just thought it was the perfect song to sing today. And as you go through and you read Matthew, how this is such an important thing for us, and how God's really talking to us and telling us what He wants us to do and where He wants to be in our lives. Right. So I'm going to welcome Clarice into the room. Hi, Clarice. Good morning.
And there's also Georgie Pie right there.
There's Georgie. Okay, awesome. We've got a cat. Yeah, I just need my cat. Right. Here we go. Oh, I'm having issues this morning, folks. We will get over it. We will get there. That's all right. Just leave everything where it is. Okay, thank you ever so much, folks. Don't forget to tune in again on Saturday for Rise and Shine. Sorry, Sunday for Rise and Shine Live at 9. There's lots of other things going on in the church at the moment that we're pushing out and want you to all to be a part of. So please join in, get involved. You'll find information on the Rise and Shine Facebook page and the Bourneville Parish Church Facebook page. You'll find lots of stuff that Catherine has done there, especially targeted at children and families. So please check it out. Please get involved. Please keep talking to us. If you need to reach out for any help or support, please get in touch. We're here to support you. We are all family. So at this time that we're all kind of socially isolated, and living in isolation, it's important that you don't feel isolated and you don't feel left alone. We're all here, we're all praying for you. Amen. Have a good week, folks.